Good evening and welcome back, Super Metroid fans. This is it. Race 2 between sloaters27 and Sunwufarmer right here on Speed Gaming 3. I'm still the Hockey Towner, and still it gives me great pleasure to be commentating this race. This is the bottom bracket of the double elimination bracket, round 4, best of 3 series. Sloaters taking a decisive lead in that first race against Sunwoo after Sunwoo perilously was unable to conquer the lava dive and unfortunately did take a death with no save. But that's okay because the runners get a fresh start here. Sunwoo looking to force a race 3, but Sloaters looking to close out the series. So just like before, our runners are starting on Series Station, and they're hopefully Sloaters could get off of Series Station a little smoother than last time. I think she'd want a mulligan on that one. But what's really interesting is the bottom bracket, the way it's shaping up. The winner of MGA Lynx is going to face Decalled, and the winner of Sunwoo Sloaters is going to face one-sided dice. And then up at the top, you've got Fat Scott waiting in the winners finals for the winner of Zost versus Professor School. That race is going to be this Sunday, it turns out. Things already going better for sloaters27 here, but Sunwoo having a really good series escape too. Looks like Sloaters has dusted off all of the cobwebs here. 45, and Sunwoo though having a little bit of trouble. Oh, you'll have to excuse me, chat. The life of a Super Metroid commentator means we often have to, mute the mic while we just shove some food down. Dinner time cannot. Commentary cannot stop the dinner onslaught. But you know what? I don't want you to think that I'm not giving this race my undivided attention, because this is a showdown between two titans of technical acumen when it comes to Super Metroid speedrunning. A huge difference between both runners' strategy is that Sloaters does not utilize Moonwalk and therefore cannot Moonfall. So you're going to see Sunwoo catch up and possibly take the lead here early going into Retro Brinstar. So just like before in the first race, a little boilerplate start. Runners do need to pick up the morphing ball and that first missile pack and fight BT and do the early supers mock ball. But the difficulty of this game is maintaining Samus's momentum and her, almost like her inertia, and chaining together these rooms in such a way that she goes as fast as possible. But with them this close, this early, this is anybody's race. There are very few rooms where it's easy to pull ahead of your opponent early in this race. It's only when you get strapped up with all the GT code goodies that the opportunity to really nail some fast rooms really arises. Terrific climb from Sloaters here, but did, I believe, a little hiccup at the same place as Sunwufarmer. She's still going to reach the parlor first, I think. But Sunwoo is not far behind. So clean parlor from Sloaters. Unfortunately, Sunwoo forced to wait for that Ripper to get into position so he could proceed. Did cost him a few seconds. So Sloaters is starting to build on her lead here. But BT, things can go sideways there. Crade, there are a lot of things that could happen before the Lava Dive, Green Gate Glitch, GT Code kind of trifecta. Oh, really tight missile drops, but Sloaters really showing off total control of Samus there, able to not grab all of them at once. Unfortunately, not as such good luck for Sunwoo here. Will be decapitating Bob Trezo, who did not have another missile drop to finish him off. So it's been an incredibly competitive tournament. We've seen all sorts of techniques and variations, and not so much in the routing, but in the execution of the Lava Dive. And I would be surprised if either runner changes it up for this race. I think we're going to see more two-tank booted dives. Alright, Sloaters with full missiles going to be heading down to Green Brinstar to execute that first sequence break that we talked about in the first race. That is the early Supers mock ball. But Sunwoo not far behind, maybe a room and a half. Even if you're brand new to Super Metroid speedrunning, you know that these races can change to just turn on a dime for these runners. Just a lot of these categories are so difficult. GT Classic is perhaps the most volatile of the vanilla speedrun categories for this game. So beautiful early Supers mock balls for these runners. Runners of this caliber really don't screw that trick up very often. And if they do mess up the entry into the room, they have a really, really tidy backup that they can do. Of course, like everything else in Super Metroid speedrunning, the backup is like 10 times harder than like the main strategy. So a lot of people, instead of trying for the backup there, they just reload the room and try the main strategy. Well, Sloaters hasn't had the cleanest movement leaving Pink Brinstar. It will allow Sunwoo to catch up, to kind of edge a few seconds here. We'll see how Sloaters does here in the red tower climb. That little pea shooter shot, it's called the hero shot, breaks the ceiling and allows her to wall jump around those rippers and get cleanly up to the red tower to go grab these early power bombs. I believe casually the game expects you to have Ice Beam, but our runners won't have Ice Beam until they execute the GT code down in Lower Norfair. Incredible Hellway D-boost there from Sunwoo. Really nice movement as he heads into early power bombs. Oh, and Sloaters getting munched by that Vileplume, that Samus Muncher in the floor of the Hellway. That's going to be several seconds more picked up by Sunwoo. If Sunwoo can just stick that D-boost and get a clean Hellway, he's going to be nipping at the heels of Sloaters in no time at all. Health-wise, this isn't perfect for Sloaters, but she's outside of health bomb range, so when she gets to mini crate, that really shouldn't pose much difficulty for her. All right, Sunwoo with another phenomenal entry into Kraid's warehouse here. Sloaters with the full supers heading in. Use one on the Ghidorah, and then you got 4 in case you missed the missile on the Kraid quick kill. 2 missiles, 3 supers, or potentially 1 missile that doesn't actually land in 4 supers. So you got options here. But without the charge beam, you have to use the missile to initiate the Kraid quick kill. Yeah, just absolute textbook there from Sloaters. Let's see if Sunwoo can duplicate. Got it on the first run through, but in the first race, I believe the second time through, didn't get it. It's a deceptively tricky strategy here, or technique, I should say. And that's the execution we're looking for from Sunwoo. That is very, very good. Very good Kraid quick kill. Very nicely done. So Vari Suit pickup for our runners that allows them to run on the limited health resources to do that lava dive. Otherwise, they would just take way too much damage. And hello, Key Hunter in the party room for Sloaters. That was kind of rude. Crashing the party a little uninvited, I'd say. Yeah, there's a certain, if you jump through the door in the so-called party room of Kraid's warehouse, can manipulate those Key Hunters into position. I didn't really see if Sloaters missed the jump or not, but a very interesting position. You see Sunwoo with the classic strategy to manipulate their spawn points and make for a much cleaner exit. So Sunwoo still refusing to take this one lightly, to take this one laying down, and definitely catching up to Sloaters. They're both pretty much at the Norfair elevator at the same time. Oh, now this is astonishing. Sloaters utilizing Morph Ball bombs, skipping the boots. She's doing 2-tank bootless. I sure hope she saves the Bubble Mountain, because this is really tough. I'm not saying it's above her caliber, but my goodness. Sloaters. Yeah, here's going to be the save here. So saving a lot of time, not having to pick up the high jump boots or that extra tank. I should have known better. She got the frog pocket or the Canada's closet E-tank, whatever you want to call it. But it just now dawned on me when she did those bomb jumps that she's doing bootless. But Sunwoo's hot on her heels heading into Rising Tide, or I should say Cathedral. They're just one room away from Rising Tide, but bless RNG here, bless speedrunner's skill. This bootless lava dive is very challenging. Full health leaving the full health leaving the Magdalite room. So that's excellent for this attempt, but this is tough. You have to utilize spike damage and iframes, otherwise it just doesn't work. Oh, this is gonna be close. Oh my gosh! With 27 energy and no save? Oh, this is incredible stuff. We did see Sunwoo take a save at Bubble Mountain. This is really a shocking turn of events. We did see Sloaters reset last race, missing the green gate glitch. I'm really curious if this is a really bold strategy up a race. So hopefully Sloaters can pull off this green gate glitch. Sunwu's about to do his lava dive. Oh, on the third try, Sloaters. Oh my gosh. All that panic, all that wonder, all that bemusement washed away as Sloaters consolidating all of her high-risk, high-reward strategy. Fortune does indeed favor the bold. I agree, Tharkus. Wow. Sunwu, though, in clean lava dive, no save, 5 supers. What an incredible race between these competitors. Seeing just a little bit of everything. All right, screw attack pickup for Sloaters, but now Sunwu into the green gate. Oh, he's got 2 more try. Yes! Sunwu gets it on the 4th try. Whew! Full supers this time. That would have been his first race. That would have been his last super. He only had 4. And a little semi-high 5 there. Sloaters setting up for fast players, but Sunwu just gonna have to execute this GT code, no problem at all. Deselecting Spazer. Wow, look at these runners. Yeah, I'll say Sloaters is just not giving any quarter, not giving an inch here. So the resetability of the run basically stops once you get past those 3 gatekeepers, literally. The lava dive, the green gate glitch, and the GT code itself. So it's unlikely that the runners are ever going to be in danger of, dying mid-run. It all just comes down to execution, moving Samus in space, trying to defeat the bosses and move through Zebus as fast as possible. Yo, thanks for joining us, Toasty. Definitely a GTC old head. Great to see you. Enjoyed listening to your commentary the other night, though. Some awesome stuff. Oh, just a little bonk there on the fast pillars there from Sunwu. So you're going to have to take it with screw attack, the intended strategy. But Sloaters now into Metal Pirates and just really, really turning on the afterburners here. So not the best room there pre-Ridley, but you know what? She doesn't care because this boss fight is going to be over before it starts. And Sunwu having no problem and using a little lag reduction, a little power bomb there in the amphitheater, heading now into the red key hunter shaft. And the utility of the screw attack on full display in this route, I should say in this category, once you collect it. It's just such an incredibly powerful item. Ridley's tail doing some dark magic there on Sloater's screen. She's looking to land a few more charge shots and then Ridley will be through. Yeah, nice fight from Sloaters with a few surprises, but not bad at all. Sunwu on the Metal Pirates, just trying to avoid those kung fu kicks, trying to line up on those 3 blocks. Single shot, very nicely done, and a little high 5 there at the Plower House. Sloaters, though, definitely just turning it up a notch here on the second race. A 2-tank bootless dive with only a save at Bubble Mountain, no save at the Green Gate. Oh, nearly gets the Kekuman Shoyu special there in the Wasteland. Beautiful attempt. I think it was as close as you can get to getting it, or she actually got it. It's hard to say. I'll let chat judge whether she got it or not. Wonderful fight from Sunwu. Ridley goes down. Charge beam, too powerful for this space pelican. But Sloaters is putting Lower Norfair into her rearview mirror. Only a couple more bosses remain. Yeah, Sloaters heading to the business center of Upper Norfair, utilizing the Frog Speedway. Sunwu, though, got a little bit tied up here in the wasteland, but recovered nicely. We'll see if he can get this speedball. Clears away all the Dizgigas, so that's good. Get them out of the way. No Keku special, but still a very fast room. Sloaters heading on to Meridian. As we said in the first race, these next 3 bosses are all microwavable. So even though it's not on their heads-up display, these runners do have the X-ray scope, as well as the grapple beam, which, you know, has some utility. It definitely opens doors the fastest, doesn't require any sort of slowing down, where Samus can just keep running because the grapple beam moves so fast to open the door. But that microwave is just so impressive to see. So saying, darn the health, I'm utilizing the Shine Spark. Sloaters now into the Aqueduct after summiting Mount Everest here in Meridia. Sunwu getting a little bit tied up there on the 3 Musketeers, those key hunters, but Screw Attack once again showing its worth its weight in gold. However much a Screw Attack weighs, I have no idea. But we'll see now what Sloaters can do against Botwoon as Sunwu, you know, tries to claw his way back into contention here. This is a must-win race for Sunwu, otherwise will be exiting the tournament. This is the lower bracket of the double elimination format of the GT Classic Tournament 2025 edition. So, but Sloaters is really showing no mercy here. Oh, unfortunately, Sloaters did not press shoot, was unable to open the door to do that full halfie, but that's okay. Going to do a reverse Wample jump here on her way to Dragon. Botwoon, I couldn't even tell you what happened. It went by that fast. Presumably she won. She's continuing on, so I mean, you tell me. Sunwu now into Meridia here in the fish tank. And going to be using a health saving strategy here that is space jumps, no crash animation from the Shine Spark, and no health reduction either. Another microwave shrimp here for Sloaters as she continues her campaign, but oh, gets the bad frame on the spike suit. That is just bad luck there. Executed it just fine, but just got the bad frame. But showing off how you can just spam the jump button on those underwater wall jumps with the space jump. And getting a nice forward Wample jump. We'll see what Sunwu can do here against Botwoon. Oh, just kind of caught the edge of Botwoon's hitbox, but turns around, blasts Botwoon point blank in the face. Still finishing him off in one round. Very nicely done from Sunwu. Sloaters sticking the space boost here, and the and the spring ball jump. Oh, that was just dirty. But can Sunwu hit this full halfie? Has the Shine Spark through the door. Oh, so close. Just running out of Shine Spark timer. You only have 180 frames, or exactly 3 seconds. Well, it's not exactly 3 seconds. You do the math, but There's hockey, the Super Nintendo runs at 60.10569 or whatever frames per second. It's not exactly 60. Sloaters, what is going on here? Why are you scanning the fish? Oh, first you tickle the fish, now you scan the fish. This is just too much. Oh, doesn't quite get the foosball, but came very close. Sloaters popping into chat on her racing alt. Yeah, I'm FBI. Fish body inspector. Sentences I never thought I would ever utter in my life. Not as a Super Metroid commentator, but in my life. And you know what, folks? Here we are, October 2nd, 2025, and I literally just said that out loud. But you know what? That's the beauty and the fun and the wonderful part of Super Metroid speedrunning is you have to expect the unexpected. But Sunwoo having no problem at all against Dragon. Moving on, utilizing a modified Wample jump. It's kind of like a variation, a takeoff on the first platform rather than right outside the door. But Sloater's now into Wrecked Ship, going to be facing off against Fantoon. And hopefully gets a good pattern here. Let's see if Sunwoo can pull a rabbit out of his hat here, leaving Botoon and Dragon. Unfortunately, doesn't get that spring ball jump, but that's okay. It's still moving quite quickly through these rooms, but Sloater's just finding that extra gear of speed and going to it consistently. Like, this is crazy to watch. Oh, Sloater's punished with a slow pattern from Fantoon. She's ready for him to blast that eye. On-screen kill, no problem for Sloaters. Oh, just a little bonk there from Sunwoo. He nearly had the foosball in the red tower. That's what I love about this speed game is, like, even if you don't hit the strat, even if you don't hit the move, you still go for it, and that commands respect, especially from this commentator. You go for the hardest stuff, the fastest way through the rooms. Whether you make it or not is irrelevant. Of course, it's hype when our runners nail tricks and they nail sequences that we love to see, but the time it takes to get good at this game is crazy. And so the fact that these runners consistently go for the hardest movement is really impressive. Oh, here's Sloaters again on the moat jump. Hop, skip, and a moat. Oh, beautiful movement. So Sunwoo, pretty much a boss fight behind Sloaters, maybe a touch more. But gonna be facing off against Fantoon here. Definitely holding his own. Sloaters is a very tough competitor. It's a tough draw. I think she punches above what her 8 seed, her ranking for this tournament might suggest. All right, what sort of pattern does Fantoon have in store for Sunwoo? Looks like a slow. It's gonna be a slow. Sloaters, though, into the G4 statue room. Unfortunately, Sunwoo won't get the on-screen kill, but the wraparound brings it home. Nice fight from Sunwoo. We saw Sloaters going for the absolute hardest Metroid rooms in the first race. I'm curious what she's going to do here. If she's going to try to capitalize on those techniques. right, Sloaters on the Metroid room. Sunwoo space boosting across the West Ocean. Oh, Sloaters didn't quite get the tiger uppercut, as I like to call it, but came very close. But now, grouping strats instead of death from above, I respect the decision, but also getting the D-boost off the Rinka. What is this? Oh, it just brought to a crashing halt there. In Metroid Room 3 was definitely blazing. So yeah, very fast Metroid rooms there, but Sunwoo, ice water in his veins, sticking that parlor space boost, heading into the Terminator. Now, last time we saw Sloaters barely miss the sweatiest baby skip. That is the spring ball baby skip. We'll see if she tries for it again here. I think she's gonna try for it. No, she's gonna have to go with the classic strat, the anti-clockwise motion, no spring ball. But this time she will not be grabbed. She will not be denied. Still with full health, holding on to the possibility of pauseless here. Pauseless meaning she won't have to pause the game to refill with reserves before attempting the stand-up glitch post Mother Brain 2. No safety save here. Knows that Sunwoo is starting the Metroid rooms. So no time to waste here. And oh, does take either some turret or Rinka damage. So unable to do pauseless here. Sloaters making short work of Mother Brain 1, heading on to Mother Brain 2 as Sunwoo beginning Torian here with Metroid Room 1. Off to a really nice start here. Just little stutter steps there just to line up those super missiles on the diagonal shots. A little grouping strategy here too in Metroid Room 2. This is a really nice series of rooms from Sunwufarmer. Oh, just had missiles instead of super missiles selected there and does get grabbed by the third Metroid. It freezes it and moves on to Metroid Room 4. Nice recovery from Sunwoo. But Sloaters is already through Mother Brain 2. Yeah, first we had Speed Pirates, now we have Metroid Brain 2. Woo-wee! We got a live one here, folks. If you're just joining us, this is Speed Gaming 3. This is Super Metroid 2025 GT Classic Tournament action. Bottom bracket, redemption bracket action between sloaters27 and Sunwufarmer, the 8 and the 15 seeds respectively. Winner moves on to play one-sided dice. Loser unfortunately exits the tournament. We had a phenomenal showing from both of these runners throughout all the races there. Oh, so Sunwoo unfortunately does get grabbed by the baby, so we'll have to refill at the refill station. But Sloaters already shown off that stand-up glitch, trying to damage Mother Brain 3 down. So with that refill, though, pauseless is still on the table for Sunwoo. And there goes the baby, unfortunately, but it bestows Samus with the most powerful item in the game, the Hyper Beam. Oh, nice, IP. I didn't know that we were going to be runner-up matches. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Sloaters is through. Mother Brain 3, no problem. Sunwoo about to start Mother Brain 2. So it looks like Sloaters is going to be taking this series, but I gotta hand it to Sunwufarmer. I mean, this is... You may be exiting the tournament, you may have lost this series, but this is a moral victory that you were able to go toe-to-toe with sloaters27 with a 2-tank bootless lava dive in this race. And another blue bomber from Sloaters is unbelievable. I think we won't be seeing the animals taunt here, though. I just think it's too tight. It's just too close. There's the pause for Sunwoo to refill everything. Behemoth Spark, though, from Sloaters as she's about to bring it on home. Into the parlor, avoiding the steam. One more door transition from the next round of this bottom bracket. And she's done it. Sloaters27 finishes in first place with an official race time of 35 minutes and 6 seconds. GG's to Sloaters. What a tremendous display. And now Sunwoo gonna race it out. Sunwoo on that stand-up glitch, damaging Mother Brain down to great effect. I can't overstate just how impressed I am with this runner. Race situations the nerves can always get the best of you. The moment can always, rattle you in terms of your common way of handling certain situations and going for backups and going for various strategies. But Sunwoo really impressed me today. Sunwoo is one escape sequence away from finishing this diabolically challenging category. Going with the standard strat there, the Shine Spark up through the floor. The devs are kind of a cheeky thing for the devs to include, like how many players are going to find this. It's a very cool inclusion. Not quite sticking the Moonfall in the Leo room, but it doesn't matter. Sunwoo's still going to bring it on home. Just trying to get this last Shine Spark pulled off. Oh, the right side Spark. You love to see the classic strats. Now it's Sunwufarmer's turn to come into the parlor. One door transition away from finishing this game. Look at the spring ball skills there in the parlor to bounce off that steam. That was really cool. And Sunwoo coming in second place, our runner-up, with an official race time of 38:07. GG's to Sunwoo. And we'll see if our runners do want to join us for a brief interview about their race. We'll have to keep it quite short because there is more speedrunning action coming your way here on SG3 at 9 p.m. While we see if our runners are going to join us for a brief interview, I'd love to direct your attention to the schedule. I had the day wrong. It's going to be Saturday night at 11 p.m. between Professor School and Zosti. All three games are scheduled, so that will spill into the early hours of Sunday. Sunday night, very early Sunday morning.
Hello,
We
Hockey.
are now joined by today's runner-up, Sunwufarmer. GG's.
Oh, GG's. That was a rough first game. I sort of panicked in the dive, mid dive, and yeah, was not figuring to win either one. But maybe if I cleaned up the first one, I could have taken one from Sloaters. But Sloaters with 35 here is very awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'll say absolutely. It was really impressive to see you kind of stick with it and run it back, and then able to like build on the successes that you had in the first race with none of the failures. But Sloaters was just too strong in that second race. You did a 2-tank bootless.
Ooh, very nice.
I was really surprised because she had done 2-tank booted the first race and then immediately saved at the lower Norfair elevator. It actually needed to reset. She did not get the green gate glitch on the first try, but then the second race, it was like, okay, the gloves are off.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the second race back at least, and seeing the closeness and the differences and stuff. It's always fun.
Yeah, I said near the end, like I was really impressed with how you kind of just stuck with it and played your game. Really loved watching you race in this race and in other races in this tournament. So, unfortunately, this does mean that you will be exiting the tournament. This was the redemption bracket, but what's next for Sunwufarmer in the game of Super Metroid?
A lot of map rando probably. I would like to, before I get too rusty in this category, I need to learn bootless and maybe get a little PB with bootless. That would be cool. I'm thinking I'm capable. I just need to stick with it for sure.
Now, from what I saw today, I think you'll have it in no time. I was really impressed with your movements, and the stuff that you were going for is all, the highest level stuff. And it's like the margin between when a skilled runner gets it or does not get those hardest strats is just razor thin. So I think GG's, and I said it on comms, like, take this as a moral victory, because it was a lot closer than the time suggests.
Okay. I appreciate that, Hockey.
Absolutely.
And thank you again for doing comms and everything. Thank you, Speed Gaming, for putting this on, and yeah, thank you everybody watching, and hope you have a great night. This was awesome, and it was a great tournament for me. I really liked pushing my time down and getting better at this category overall.
Yeah, absolutely, Sunwoo. Thank you so much for your candor, for your insight, and for your performance throughout this tournament. We hope to see you in future tournaments, whether they be rando or vanilla or anything in between. And so that's going to close us out here on Speed Gaming 3. This has been the Super Metroid GT Classic Tournament 2025 edition. I've been the Hockey Towner. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening and an even better tomorrow.